Of course I'm gonna do a comparison of the Leica Q3 43 and the original Q3. Of course. I'm not gonna go into technical specs of the two cameras. I think by now already know what they are and what they can do, and that the difference is that they have a different focal length. I thought that I just go out and shoot, and I'm gonna go compare stuff. I will talk about my thoughts, I'm gonna talk about the results, I'm gonna show you stuff. It's basically just like a photo walk we're gonna do together, and then we're gonna like talk about it. Or I'm gonna talk about it and you're gonna listen, and hopefully you're gonna comment so we can have the discussion there. So let's start. Because I am a curious person, I of course shot a little bit with the 43 first to just get a feel for it. And I must say, I immediately felt at home. As a passionate 35 and 50mm shooter with my M cameras, I immediately felt familiar as well with the 43mm. In a way, I had the feeling that almost every picture is a keeper. When the Leica Q3 43 came out, I of course immediately thought, oh my god, that's actually the focal length I always wanted. I always dreamed of a 35, but the 43 is also very appealing to me because I like the 50 as well on my M. I like portraits, so this could be like the camera I was looking for. Now I own the Q3 for about a year and I also really like it. I have a lot of use cases where I'm very happy that I have the 28mm, but as so many others, I think it's a challenging focal length. Before we start comparing them, I need to be completely transparent with you. I don't own the Leica Q3 43, but I got a loaner from Alexander Görlitz from Foto Görlitz. For the past few years, I did buy all my Leica stuff with Alex, and he's kind enough to from time to time loan me some stuff so I can test it for my channel. But how to compare those two cameras? Because basically we're only doing a comparison of the lenses. So I decided I just walk around, I take a picture with the Leica 43 and then I don't move, and take a picture with the Leica 28 from the same position to see if it is easier or harder, and to see if I can get good results with both cameras from the same position. I told you I'm not going to go into the tech specs, but I want to talk about the user profiles and all the settings that you can save on your card and reload. And I tried it out in another video. I'm not going to repeat everything, but I'm going to link a video where you can see how you can import your original Q3 settings into the Q3 43, because when you get it, it's not possible, but there's a workaround and I have a video about that. And if you're interested in how I set up my Q cameras, it works for both. I have a video about the Q menu. It's the same menu, even though they have different firmware numbers. And I have assigned the buttons and the wheels differently than Leica does it. I have a whole video about that. And I also have on my website, I have a sheet where you can download how I assigned my buttons and wheels. And I also have both my 43 and the original Q3 settings for a free download. I have the link in the description. The files that come out of both of the Q cameras are absolutely amazing, and it's so much fun to later edit them. A lot of people who like the 28mm more are saying as an argument it's easier to have a 28 because you're able to crop in. And with the 60 megapixels you can comfortably crop in even until a 50 and closer. For me, honestly, this is not an argument. I do crop sometimes, but I do crop just to like adjust the leveling of a picture. But I don't like to crop in too deeply because, of course, a 28 has the characteristic of a 28. And even though we have a Summilux lens with a very fast aperture, it still is always going to be the physics of a 28mm. Especially when you do portraits, I would say a 28 is not a focal length I would use. Even with architectural shots, when I compare them and I try to crop a 28mm picture, so it's the same size as the Leica 43 original picture, I still would go with the 43 because the characteristics look more pleasing to me. I'm not sure. I have now this big thing in my head that I really think that the 43 is a camera which is very satisfying because its a longer focal length is you're more used to like the between 35 and 50, but 28 is challenging and it's somehow more satisfying. And what this shoot now did with me is that I have the feeling that I appreciate my original Q3 more. And I'm very happy that I own that. For the moment, the 43 is in the back of my head, but the 28 is the one I'm gonna stick with. If you like this video and if you're maybe not the first time on this channel and you're not a subscriber already, please subscribe to the channel. I have this big goal of 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year, so you could really help me if you just hit the subscribe button. Thank you.